Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ashok. Today in this video we are going to discuss something about machine learning, and we'll understand what is machine learning, how a computer learns the data, and then we'll understand the different types of machine learning. So without wasting time, let's get in. Guys, in my previous video we have already discussed about the difference between AI, machine learning, deep learning, NLP, and the generative AI, right? And we know like where exactly the machine learning fits in, right? So let me give a brief again. So this is AI, and inside this is a part of machine learning is a part of AI. And now in this video, we'll understand typically what is machine learning, right? We'll understand what is machine learning, and we'll understand different types of machine learning also, right? So let's take in a small example, right? So if there is a small kid or a child, you can say, and there are multiple images, right? You provide different images, dog images, cat images, then you have rat images, right? So you provide these images to child, and what will happen, you show different images to child, and then initially the child might not be expert, right? So it will try to see the difference, what exactly which image is basically belongs to dog based on their shape, right, size and all. So at instance at start it might not be able to recognize clearly, but as soon as time passes, right, over time it will try to get some information, some kind of patterns in the data, right, in the data set. So it will say that okay, after some time it will be able to differentiate between the dog and cat and rat, right? So you are feeding huge amount of data to the child, and the child will be able to differentiate between dog, cat and rat. So what you have done here is your child has become an expert on this particular data, because you're not feeding a small amount of data, you're feeding huge amount of data to the child, and then child will be able to learn some kind of patterns, some kind of insights from the data, and then try to find the relationship between the data. That's what the child is doing here. Now similar things happens in machines also, or you can say computer, right? So here here computer will act as a child, and you feed lot of data to the computer, and at the start computer might not give you proper results, but as the time passes and you feed huge amount of data to the computer, and then you feed huge amount of data to the computer, and then computer will be able to give you try to learn the patterns inside that, and try to do some kind of relationship between the data, right? That's what it will do. It will learn the relationship between the data. It will try to find the patterns inside the data, right? So it will become an expert. It tends to become an expert on that particular data set which we have provided to the machine. So this typically is a machine learning. So machine is trying to learn the data, right? So let's understand the different types of ML or machine learning, right? So we'll understand different types of machine learning, right? Supervised, you have unsupervised, you have reinforcement learning, right? So in this particular video, we'll try to focus on the supervised and unsupervised, and reinforcement learning we'll see in the coming videos. So coming back to the supervised, we have classification, then we have regression, right? And in unsupervised, we have clustering and similar dimensionality reduction, right? So this is a dimensionality reduction, something called as PCA, you might have heard. So we'll discuss about that going forward. So let's understand what is supervised, right? So supervised means you already have a labeled data. So when I say labeled data, say this is target data, right? So this is a target label. So you are providing a label to the data already. The data set will have that labels, right? So suppose if I give an example of feature 1, feature 2, and feature 3, right? So it says that this target is a spam. Let's take an example of spam and not spam, right? Emails. So then you feature similarly, you have, it says it's also spam. This one, it is a not a spam. And this feature, you'll say it is a spam. It means that your data set, the input data, this is the input data, right? And this input data is already having a labeled one, right? So this is a target data or the target label you have already. Like when it is spam, not spam, not spam, and spam. So this is basically supervised data, right? So and this supervised is nothing but, again, you have two different things in supervised. You have classification and you have regression. So we'll see that into the coming videos. And coming to unsupervised, right? So you typically, what happens, same case. So you have feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, feature 4, but the problem here is you don't have a target label. Like how you have a target label, you don't have that in basically unsupervised. You don't have a target label, right? So you just have a feature, input features, and you need to predict in your machines, in your algorithms, you need to predict what is the outcome for this, what is the result for this, right? What is the prediction for this? So this is basically unsupervised approach, where you don't have a target data, right? That is unsupervised approach. And then unsupervised approach, you have basically a clustering. So you have many algorithms, many models in clustering also will understand going forward, right? So this basically difference between supervised and unsupervised, right? Okay, now we got to know, like, okay, what is the difference between a supervised and an unsupervised, right? So in supervised, typically we have these two, classification, regression. And then classification, we have many algorithms, many models available in classification also, right? So like for example, we have logistic regression. We'll understand why it is called as regression, right? A lot of people get confused, like here it is written classification, but it is showing as a regression, right? So there is a concept behind that. We'll understand going forward, right? One is logistic regression. Then we have decision tree, then random forest. These are very much important models, and a lot of peoples will be using, lot of projects will be using this decision tree, random forest, many things. Then you have ada boost, knn algorithm, knn, and you have svm classifier, and then you have naive base, right? So these classification models, right? So the algorithms are very much important to execute any kind of projects, right? So and typically, if you what we are going to do is, like, going forward, we for each of the models, I'll write a Python programming, using Python programming. We'll write a notebook and try to implement each of the models, right? Coming back to regression, we have linear regression. Then you have decision tree regressor. Then you have random forest regressor. This is again regression side, right? Regression techniques. Then you have gradient boosting. Then you have XGBoost. This is very much important algorithm. Then you have KNN regressor. You have SVM regressor. Then you have ridge regression. This is also a kind of overfitting in your data set. If you have an overfitting issue, these ridge regression and the lasso regression will be used, right? So you need to control this overfitting. So we'll understand that what is overfitting altogether in coming videos, and then we'll understand how the overfitting will be controlled by using this ridge regression, lasso regression model. Okay, so coming back to the clustering side, you have many algorithms, like you have k-means, k-means plus plus. Next, you have hierarchical clustering. So where we'll discuss about the agglomerative and divisive clustering, right? And then we have DB scan. So this is also very much important algorithm, DB scan, density based spatial clustering of applications with noise. We'll understand this with Python programming, and then we'll implement this DB scan algorithm in the notebook. So guys, this is all about the classification, regression. We saw typically what is machine learning in this video, and what is types of machine learning: supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement learning. Then we saw what is classification, what is supervised, what difference between supervised and unsupervised, and then what is classification, regression, clustering algorithms, right? And we saw what are different types of classification, regression, and clustering algorithms we have, right? And going forward, we'll discuss more into this. Okay, so let's understand what are different domains where you can use machine learning, right? So there are multiple domains. There is a retail domain, there is e-commerce, commerce domain, there you have finance domain, then you have cyber security domain, you have social media domain, manufacturing domain, you have healthcare domain, you have sales domain, you have traveling domain, and many things, right? So these are few of the domains. I mean, I have given a small examples, like these are the few domains. You can think a lot of domains are there where machine learnings are typically used, right? So, and a lot of people are using, a lot of projects are being used using this machine learning, and a lot of domains they are going to implement this machine learning projects, right? So my aim is like, I'll take few of the domains, and I'll create a project on top of these domains, right? How you, in each field or in each domains, how we can implement a project of machine learning projects, right? So we'll see those examples as well. Okay guys, in this video we learned how machine learning works, what is machine learning, and different types of machine learning. We saw supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement learning. Inside this supervised also we saw many classification, regression, and clustering algorithms also. And then in coming videos, I'm planning to dig deeper into these classification, regression use cases. Guys, hope you like this video. If you really like this video, please hit a thumbs up and subscribe this channel and share with as many people as possible. And I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, keep learning and keep rocking.